Well, hello, friends. Glad you could join us. Welcome to this third round of this 14th of Midwest F1 Division 1 season. Tonight, we're under the night sky of the Jeddah Cornish Circuit in Saudi Arabia for what should be a fantastic race here. Let's get down to your starting grid right quickly. It will be none other than the reigning, defending, undisputed champion of Division 1 race day on pole. Only just 5/100ths of a second, 55 1,000ths. Clear of Reimer in second. Gottlieb Weeb 4/10ths behind in third. GSR Edwin fourth, only 6/100th back. Kelly Robb 5th, Fireflow 6th, 7th is Race Chase, 8th is Brett Drives Fast. Those are the last of the drivers within that 1 second margin of the top spot. It'll be Lancey 9th, Nikki 10th, 11th is Swee, 12th is A-Dub, 13th Shariah, 14th is Travis Scott, 15th Gunner, 15th Gab, 16th Gunner. Running at the grid P17 is Houdini. So, big night this for Race Day 2016. Not only is he leading the championship by a total of 122 to 108. I can't do the math on the fly. That's quite all right. Palmer is also not here. So I think for race day, this is a race that he really needs to have go cleanly here. Because if that's the case, he can definitely come out of here with an astounding championship lead. Callie Robb is here, currently sitting 5th in the he'll be 5th on the grid for tonight. Currently sits 3rd in the championship standings. Reimer in 4th. Currently, we'll start this race from the 2nd position. Once again, we'll go through your top 10 in points. It goes like this: Race day atop the table, 122 to Palmer's 108. Callie Robb 3rd at 93. Reimer at 90. Lancey 87. Race Chase 82. Weeb at 76. Edwin 74. Nikki 65. Swee at 64. Those are your top 10 as far as drivers are concerned. As far as the constructors look, the Mercedes team is atop the table by only 8 points over the McLarens in 2nd. The Ferraris in 3rd, the Red Bulls 4th, the Stakes in 5th, Aston Martin 6th, the Willys in 7th, the V-Carbs in 8th, the Alpines in 9th, and then the Haas's in 10th. Quick reminder that next time out, it will be November 28th. There is no race that week. This is Thanksgiving time of the year here in the United States. As not only this, we are in the midst of FP1 session for the Las Vegas Grand Prix as well in real life, happening right now. But we'll have a look at our next 3. We head to Spain, Barcelona, December the 5th. We do head to Las Vegas, December 12th, and Imola, December 19th. Those are our next 3. No race on December the 26th, that being the Christmas week. January the 2nd, we go to Hungary for our first race of 2025. January the 9th, heading to Singapore, 16th to Abu Dhabi, the Netherlands, the 23rd, the 30th to Japan, as we get the lights coming on here for the formation lap. Japan, Austria, Qatar, Belgium, and Brazil round up the back end of the season. Why did you need to know that? I don't know. But anyway, let's see what tires our drivers have chosen. The entirety of the top 8 have stayed medium for this occasion. Lancey's gone hard, Nikki medium, Swee, Shariah, and Gunner have gone soft. A-Dub and Travis Scott have also gone hard here. Gab, Houdini, and Nikki have all gone medium as well. So that tells me a couple of things. These drivers, at least in the top 8 here, kind of expecting a safety car potentially here early on. Lancey looking to stick it out for the long run. Looking to stay hard for as long as he possibly can before he has to go to the mediums, or even potentially keep it hard as long as he could and go soft. Good God almighty, I'm butchering that one, aren't I? Anyways, not the point. The point is, should be a very fun race. This one of the most demanding tracks on calendar. Skill-wise, focus-wise, I mean, you name it. This track does demand the best out of our drivers here. Would be a little surprised if there's no safety car tonight or some race-changing crash or event of that nature. Reimer appears to have gotten ahead of the formation lap quite quickly here. Race day has fallen to 3rd in the queue. Gottlieb Weeb is in 2nd. Reimer is entering the 3rd sector now. He's actually going through the spoon, as the rest of the grid is only going through right now about turn 22 in 23. That's that little kink right there. It does sometimes throw drivers for a loop. I think, didn't Lance Stroll have a big crash? Well, I say as Lance Stroll had a big crash there at one point or another. That could describe literally any given corner on the calendar, but not the point. As they make their way to the line here, of course, that run into the first corner is not very long. It's Actually, not very long at all. So a good getaway from Reimer here on those medium tires, as well as Race Day. And he could very well have the preferred line going into the first corner. That first corner, as Race Day is going to hit the wall there for some reason. That first corner is that left-hander, so Reimer will be in the inside for that one, but as it quickly switches to that second corner, it's then a very sharp right-handed corner. If Race Day stays in the bottom, he'll have the better line coming out of turn 2 and then through the rest of sector 1. So I think Reimer really has to clear Race Day here by the time they go through turn 1 into that transition to turn 2. That's going to be very difficult. As Houdini joins up to the grid here, and we are ready to go for our third round of the season. Under the night sky in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, 3, 4, and eventually 5, and like a missile, here they go into the first corner as the lights go out, and it looks as if it's a pretty even getaway now. Reimer has gotten away just a bit better. He will get ahead of Race Day. Oh, no, he doesn't. I thought he was going to. Race Day, I think, has outbraked him there. They're 2x2 filing through the first couple of corners, and for the time being, Reimer does have the lead now as Race Day right along the right rear tire of the Red Bull, but Reimer has gotten ahead. Edwin will hold tight in third. Gottney Weeb in fourth as behind they try to file through and get themselves in through these couple of corners here cleanly. It looks as if they've at least sorted themselves out for the time being. Top 4 have had a couple of positions change. 5, 6, 7, and 8 have stayed the same. Sweet up 2, Gunner up 2, and Houdini up 1. As we look now, Kelly Robb trying it around the outside of Gottney Weeb through that 13th corner, the hairpin. Well, more of a sweeper, really. It's shaped like a hairpin, but it's a sweeper. As Nikki64 once corrected me and thought I was stupid, but that's okay. As they make their way now going through Sector 2. It's where it gets a little bit tricky here. Some of these corners, when we get DRS next time by, you're not really going to see many overtakes into this 22nd, 23rd corner. It gets quite difficult. But if you get a good run through the spoon section of the track like Race Day is going to do here, Reimer's going to keep defending the inside. Race Day's going to try to send it the long way around into 27. No, Reimer's going to allow him almost to have that look to the inside. Race Day, I think, was slightly indecisive then and has given up the opportunity for now, but down the pit straight they go. Race Day to the inside. It's going to be a drag race into the first corner, and it looks as if it's going to be wheel to wheel as they go through that first corner. Edwin looks on and hopes for a mistake. Oh, and Race Day's going to have to go off the track. He's going to have to give that spot back, and he does, and that's going to allow Edwin through. Race Day wanted to outbrake Reimer into the first corner. He's gone wide into the runoff, and Race Day, oh, but look at this. That's a massive accident. Reimer has gone into the wall, and that's a massive incident there, nearly collecting several cars, and the first safety car on track already as he clips the wall too close to the inside going through turn 4. And surely Code Brown moments there for Edwin, Race Day, Callie Robb, and anyone else involved. That seems a quite silly error then, but in his defense, they have moved that apex of that corner in probably 2 meters inward than where it used to be. There used to be a slight bit of a, not necessarily a runoff, that's not the correct way to describe it, but you used to be able to cut a fair bit of that corner and carry it on through 5, 6, and the rest. 11 to 24, that's your possible strategy for medium to hard. I have a feeling that's not really going to matter too much at the moment. Yeah, that's probably not true. We are quite early for a pit stop, aren't we? But a massive error then for Reimer. He's gone. Maybe next time by I can show you what I'm talking about here. Because that fourth corner used to be pushed back at least another couple of meters. And for the longest time, I know Reimer's probably quite the veteran driver. That's the line you'd have to take, and I think really it is still a rookie kind of mistake at the end of the day to crash out from the lead of the Grand Prix. Into the pit lane's going to go Edwin. Oh, he's missing front wing. That's why he's missing quite a lot of it as well. I'm wondering if Race Day has got similar issues. He's pitted quite early here. Into the pit lane. That did look a slightly unplanned stop. It will not be a front wing change for the Mercedes, but the hard tires will go on as the Ferrari of Sui into what appears to be the mediums. Edwin's hand to replace the front wing. Race Day follows behind. Gottney Weeb exits. He'll go to 11, so it looks as if the back half of the grid has decided to stop here. Edwin to the hards, Race Day to the hards, Weeb to the hards, Sui to the mediums, Nicky to the hards, Shariah and Gunner to the mediums, and Houdini to the hards as well. So positions 8 up have yet to stop. Now, let's see if I can potentially take it through that corner there. That used to be very much closer, or sorry, further away than it is now. It used to be pushed in a lot more. I do know that. I've driven here in a couple races. Either way, that is quite the rookie mistake there for Reimer. He's going to be kicking himself over that one. I think he's had a... I think this is a track where he excels at. I've seen him race in a couple other leagues here. He does usually do all right here. Sometimes he wins. The only other time I don't think I've seen him win, he lost by literally 3/100ths of a second in a drag race at the line. Coming out of the final corner, but yeah, that's a really early bath from him. And while we have a moment here, we'll take you through the last, well, we've got 23 minutes remaining in FP1 in Las Vegas. Lewis Hamilton leads the charts at the moment with a 1:36.9. George Russell in second, about a tenth and a half off. Kevin Magnussen third, Lando Norris fourth. Gasly fifth, Leclerc sixth, Hulkenberg seventh, Sainz in eighth. It would be Esteban Ocon in ninth. Checo in 11th. It's for, Checo in 10th, Verstappen 11th. Some soft tire runs here, and they've been complaining about no grip. We're in the desert in November, quite cold, and very low grip conditions, as I'm assuming it's going to be very similar to last season as well. Safety car has stayed out on track, and we're going to get probably one more lap of safety car action here. I'll say safety car action, probably lack thereof, really. 25 laps this Grand Prix. It's halfway decent. It's quite a short Grand Prix, actually. Lap time's a 1:35, so it's not exactly a short lap, but it does go by quite quick. A couple of drivers using the soft tire runs. Leclerc has now slotted into second. He's less than a tenth away from Hamilton's time. Hamilton on the mediums as well. Leclerc on the softs. Practice 2 coming up at 1 a.m. Eastern Time. Safety car is going to lead them back around this time. Hopefully we'll get back to green flag racing with 20 laps to go. Kelly Robb has got himself in a very interesting position here. He's, well, rather been given the lead of the Grand Prix after the incident from Reimer, and now he's not stopped. Safety car makes its way in towards Sector 3. This is around the point it'll tell us if we're in this lap, and yes, we are. So we'll have a look at the positions gained and lost. The entirety of the top 5 have all gained 4 position. A-Dub up 6. The pair of the Alpines 8 and 6, respectively. Edwin down 5. Race Day down 9. Gottney Weeb down 8. Of course, they have just taken a pit stop not too long ago. Here's our look at our tires. Once again, the top 8 cars have yet to stop. The bottom half have stopped. I think a little too early, if you ask me, but then again, I'm commentating, and they're the ones racing and being successful. Coming out of the final corner, Cali Robb's going to have to decide when to go, and he chooses now. Down the pit straight they go, and green flag back in the air. Fire Up Flow is actually quite close behind. No DRS, but energy not even being used here. He's actually just genuinely pulling on the Ferrari here. Oh, and he's going to have quite a bit of a lockup going into that first corner. He's caught it. That's going to allow Race Chase into the picture now, as Lancey, I believe, has just gotten around Brett Drives fast somewhere along the line. Fire Up Flow has now lost about 9/10 of a second back to Cali Robb. It is now under pressure from Race Chase. Oh, Race Chase gone around. This is going through turn 4. Well, I tell you what, we're in a position now. I genuinely don't know who could win this race. Race Day is spun out of position to the outside. Looks Fire Up Flow on Cali Robb going through 13. Fire Up Flow's going to be a little bit too far behind to make it happen, but Gottney, Weeb, and Edwin side by side. Sui on the inside is actually going to take the Aston here. Oh, that's a big slide into the wall from Shiraya. He has hit the wall. Doesn't appear much damage has been done, and he keeps going. The track stays green. Looking like a slip and slide on a hot summer day here, Division 1. Drivers sliding and hitting the wall all over the place. And we're only this 5th lap of the Grand Prix. 0.4 of a second for Brett drives fast. Remember, DRS will be activated this time by. They won't get it until going through the Sector 2 DRS section, and then the spoon after that. So a little bit of ground can be made up by the time they do get a taste of DRS for the first time today, as Shirai is going to get round Edwin. As they go into the first corner, Cali Rob ahead by only 3.5 of a second, 0.4 at best. Was that Brett drives fast has gone deep through the corner. I think wanted to have a little bit of a look at Lancey there, maybe went a bit late. A-Dub now has a good look potentially on Brett drives fast if that McLaren makes a mistake, and you can see they're pretty much tiptoeing it through this first sector, getting the feeling it's been a very difficult go of it so far, low grip conditions, and through this 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 section of the track here, that's difficult in its own right. Cali Rob leads by 6.5, 0.7 of a second, more like 7.5 now, over Fire Up Flow in second, Race Chase in third, Lancey fourth, and Brett drives fast in fifth. We do have Gottney Weeb side by side with Travis Scott now by the time they're trying to look for turn 16 and 17, the heavier braking zone here. Oh, Gottney Weeb nearly went into the back end of Travis Scott. He's had to abandon. Oh, and that's the Alpine of Gab who's gone round, exiting turn 17. That's a difficult one for him there. It doesn't appear that he's hit anything. Maybe just he's got some wing damage on the end plate on the left side. Yes, he does. Going through the spoon curve now. Fire Up Flow is not close enough to get back up to Cali Rob. Race Chase trying to fall behind. Lancey's not really gaining time to the cars ahead. Brett drives fast. Could have a very good look at the Dutchman here. Bit of a slide out of the corner. Lucky deny at the wall. Sweet to the back end of Gottney Weeb. He's going to have a look here. DRS activated and battery being used for the Ferrari. He may get the Williams. He may get the Alpine as well on their way into the first corner. Gottney Weeb's going to be falling back now. Swee is not going to be close enough to Travis Scott's to make the move happen. I think this front straight was a little bit too short for him there. Exiting turn 2 through turn 3. Heading through 4. Swee is still going for it now. Around the outside, and he's made it happen. And Travis Scott, I think, has done quite wisely there to back off, but he's had a bit of a moment and has gotten in the way and backed up. Gottney Weeb as Houdini has DNF'd. That is exiting turn 4, similar to where Reimer has gone off. And that fourth corner has proven difficult and detrimental and disasterful for both Red Bull cars, as Houdini and Reimer DNF in the same corner, just laps apart. Edwin is making his way through now, and I have a feeling again he's hit the inside wall and is carried on. What an unbelievably awful day for the Red Bull team. Reimer started second place. Houdini, I think, he wasn't too far up the grid, was he? I think he started 17th, but still, that is very unfortunate there. I think A-Dub may have just had a bit of a moment there going through the sector. These guys are still racing at pace now, although the safety car is out on track, at least on my screen. I have a feeling now is going to be the time we see more pit stops. Now, that is really, I think, going to give the lead of this Grand Prix probably back to Gottney Weeb. But no, I think Swee is actually going to be the driver to be the beneficiary of that. Currently the furthest driver up the grid to have already stopped. He's on 4-lap-old medium tires after starting on the hards, I believe. Fire Up Flow has stayed out on track. Cali Rob has come in onto the hards. Lancey, I believe, is going to be... Well, he is going to be onto the mediums here. Brett to the hards. Travis Scott's going to be probably going to the... Oh, he will go to the mediums here. So that will mean Fire Up Flow will take command of this grid as we will eventually begin the 9th lap of the Grand Prix. He'll lead Sweet in second. Gottney Weeb, his teammate, in third. Mickey 64 in fourth. I tell you what a good day it's looking for the Willies. They're on the up here, that's for sure. Gottney Weeb started third, is currently still third. Fire Up Flow is up 5 positions, although still is yet to stop, so that really will kind of hand over the proceedings here to Sweet. Race Day's actually gotten himself back up to that 6th position after the cars around him have stopped, but I still think that first stop was a little too early. It's difficult to tell. So let's see, the last driver to win a race that wasn't race day or got Palmer was Cake Thomas in Singapore last season. Cake is not here, so before that was Callie Robb in Miami. Fire Up Flow, I don't believe, has ever won a Division 1 race. I'm just trying to look through the seasons now. No, I don't believe that he has. Fire Up Flow's never won a Division 1 Grand Prix. Sui, I'm not too sure has won one either. Seasoned veteran Sui is, that's for sure. He's been here almost since the very beginning. I think really just around there. Yeah, Sui has never won Division 1 race. Gottney Weeb, I don't believe, has won one either. I don't believe that he has. Nicky 64, I think has won one of the earlier seasons. If he has won, it's not recently, that's for sure. Yeah, Nicky doesn't appear to have ever won a Division 1 race either. Got several cars in the top, amongst the top here, which could very well win their first Division 1 Grand Prix. That is such a fantastic thing to think about there. Could genuinely see someone claim their first win. It's one of those things in motor racing, if you hang around long enough, you could get one. I believe Shariah Coleslaw has never won one either. Callie Robb won one recently. Race Chase has never won. He's never won a Division 1 race before. I don't believe Lancey ever has either. Brett drives fast. I mean, genuinely now, we're looking at a situation where there is only, I want to say, like 2 cars in the top 10 who have won a Division 1 race. Race Day and Callie Robb, I believe, are the only 2 to have done that. This is a huge, huge opportunity here for literally anyone else. Think about that. These past 2 seasons have been dominated for the likes of Palmer and Race Day, and Reimer's getting himself into the position as well. This is where serious runs of good form can start now. Safety car will be in at the end of this lap. Fire Up Flow will lead the charge. Sweet in second. Gottney Weeb third. Maybe a little bit of teamwork here from the Williams team could prevent Sweet from getting a good go. It'll be up to Fire Up Flow to start, and he's chosen now. I think Sweet is almost caught onto it. Not quite. Green flag back in the air as they make their way towards the first corner. Sweet is not in position to make the move on Fire Up Flow into the first corner. A-Dub and Brett drives fast. I think had a bit of a swap around there. Lancey to the inside of Race Chase. He's up to 8th as they exit. Oh, and look at this. Sweet is going to get around Fire Up Flow. I think Fire Up has made a mistake coming out of turn 2. That's allowed Sweet round and up to the point. We didn't really see that one coming, did ya? No discredit to Sweet, but that was a very sudden overtake then. Fire Up Flow, I think, has seriously had a rough one coming out of turn 2, and now as they head towards the sweeper at turn 13, Sweet in the lead by 0.4 of a second. Fire Up Flow behind. Gottney Weeb behind him about 0.4 as well. Nicky 64, I think, could be on a serious charge here. Race Day in 6th. He's under pressure from Callie Robb. Remember, we think that Race Day could even need to stop again. He pit way early on, but he's pulling some good time at the moment, about 1/10 of a second behind Shariah Coleslaw as they make their way through Sector 2 and in towards turn 22 and 23 now. And so the inside's going to look Race Day. Shariah's positioned the car quite all right. Shariah's going to have some halfway decent pace there. Race Day needing to use the energy store around the outside as Nicky 64 having a bit of a look to the inside of Gottney Weeb side by side. Oh, bit of contact there. But they've held it, and Race Day has gotten around and cleared Shariah Coleslaw. Lancey getting around Cali Robb. Shariah's going to block a little bit low. Lancey has the pace now to get around both Race Day and Shariah. He's made some contact there. And now he's going to try to the inside. 3 wide coming out of that third corner. Lancey's been kind of shoved out of position there. And Race Day is actually going to end up losing 2 spots in that exchange, nearly hitting the inside wall of 4. So Lancey to 6th, Shariah to 5th, Race Day down to 7th. 0.3 of a second between A-Dub and Cali Robb, and as they make their way down towards 13 once again, it does appear, at least for the time being, Sui is okay. Fireflow will have some good pace. He has yet to stop on those 10-lap-old medium tires. The next, I would say, not necessarily real challenger of Sui, but the next driver who's already made his scheduled stop is that of Gottlieb Weeb, and he's behind his teammate. I'm assuming we could see an inversion of the positions here. But Fireflow to the inside of Sui, and actually he's got that one pretty well. Well, apologies to Fireflow. I kind of counted him out there for a second. Kind of thought those tires, they're only a couple of laps older, but still, you got to think any advantage has got to be in the way of Sui. Is now to the inside, going into 27. Sui looking for it now. Oh, side-by-side, wheel-to-wheel, exiting the corner. I'm not sure who's going to get DRS here. I think it's going to be Fireflow. Side-by-side, wheel-to-wheel, filing in line, Sui right behind, and it looks like round the outside, the Williams of Gottlieb Weeb. He's taken the spot. He had DRS. I don't actually think Fireflow engaged his, as Shariah is going to go off the track. I think he's going to have to give the spot back to Nicky64, although I don't actually believe he's... Yeah, no, he's going to have to there. Oh, is Nicky's going to go off the track this time? Brett drives fast, 3-second penalty for multiple warnings, and again, as Lancey within a couple of tenths of Shariah here, I do think that may have been planned there for Gottlieb Weeb. And Fireflow, I think, was supposed to have DRS exiting the corner. Sui did not use his. Fireflow, I think, had it but didn't use it, and that allowed Gottlieb Weeb to get around the both of them. Bit of craftsmanship there. Total 200 IQ plays from the Willies. Cali Robb's going to get around Race Day. Race Day actually got slightly out of shape there, but he's going to go back to the inside and get that spot back, at least for the time being. They're side-by-side through the DRS section, both cars having their rear wings opened. Lancey in the way as well. Race Day to the inside of Cali Robb, and I think he's going to have to back out of that one. But now maybe, as they go through the spoon corners now. DRS activated. Race Chase trying to have a peek at this one as well. At the line this time will be halfway through. Lancey around Shariah. A-Dub really looking for it now on Cali Robb, and I think he may have it. No, he's just a little bit shy. Race Day's not quite there either. Fireflow is going to get around Gottlieb Weeb, back for the lead of the Grand Prix. Wheel-to-wheel, side-by-side. Going down the pit straight, the McLaren in behind. He's trying to weave in and out. He's not quite had it. As Race Chase to the outside of... Edwin to the outside of Race Chase doesn't quite have it. Race Day and Cali Robb now side-by-side. They're going to sort that one out by the time they get to turn 4, thankfully enough. That's still the battle for the lead of the Grand Prix. It's 0.5 of a second between the top 3. Nicky's actually lost about 2 seconds here, realistically, as he's now got to defend from Lancey. Shariah Coleslaw trying to work his way into the picture as well. A-Dub a little bit further behind, but he's trying to push upwards as well. I think, though, having Fireflow atop the chain here is detrimental to Gottlieb Weeb because, again, Fireflow is yet to stop, and he will have to. Bit of a slide there for Lancey exiting 17. I think Shariah might have him here. Check back with them in a minute. Battle for the Williams once again. Gottlieb Weeb always going to have... Oh, I tell you what, I thought he wanted to look to the inside there. That would have been a risky move to be made. That was going through turn 22. But now Sui, the door might be open for him here. Gottlieb Weeb does have DRS. Fireflow's going to pull to the outside. Great wall of Willies here into turn 27. Sui's going to have to really work for it now. He'll have DRS on Fireflow, but Fireflow's going to have it on his teammate. It's a 2-on-1 handicap match as they make their way down the pit straight once again. Sui, I think, is going to have to get risky for it here. He'll get the inside. Oh, I would say he'll get the outside of Gottlieb Weeb, but Fireflow parked it on the outside lane, prevented Sui from being able to overtake. 1, 2, and 3 through turn 4. As Race Day and A-Dub side by side going through 4 as well. A-Dub is going to get that spot. Callie Robb in position as well. As Shariah Coleslaw was temporarily within a tenth of Nikki then. Two-tenths of a second. Callie Robb back to Race Day, but again, the battle really does loom for the top 3. Swee is doing his absolute best to try to keep himself in this, but the Williams team is working together so well. It's making it difficult for the Ferrari. They must be in a party chat together or something. They're really coordinating this, and all the while, that's allowing Lancey into the picture, unfortunately for Swee. As Gottney Weave's going to get around Fire Flow that time. That was into 22. Bold one. That could allow Swee into the picture here if he got a good acceleration out of the corner. Let's see. And once again, oh, look at this. Synchronized into that 27th corner. Swee's not going to be able to make the move. He's going to have to really dive for it or get frisky. I mean, this is just total cleverness from the Williams. Then Fire Flow back around the outside. Swee's going to have to really dive now. Fire Flow is not really... Well, he is going to have a look to defend the line, and Swee, I don't know if he's made contact with Gottney Weave there, but he slid slightly out of position. And does fall back. A-Dub, Callie Robb, Race Day, and Edwin all piled up here as they make their way to 4. Callie Robb on the inside of A-Dub, and they do sort that one out. A-Dub has... Callie Robb has the spot. Only just 10 laps to go this time by. A-Dub, a little bit of a slide through that phase of the corner. Race Day is going to try the outside. A-Dub has to take to the escape road. And that surely... I mean, if I'm A-Dub, I think you got to give that spot to Race Day because you've gone off track. That was an advantage gained by... I don't think he's taking that line on purpose. Absolutely not. But you got to be able to rejoin track and not gain an advantage from it, from going off. I think that's got to be a fair shout for Race Day to report that. If he doesn't end up getting that spot, is once again the Williams are going to synchronize here. Lancey is in this picture as well. Now, this is interesting. The Williams team has done well at defending 1 car. Now let's see how they defend against 2. Swee's going to have an opening now at Fire Up Flow to the inside, going through the spoon corners, and he's up to 2nd. Fire Up Flow will now look to defend Lancey, and he will shut the door on the Dutchman now. Through 27. Nikki 64 a little bit further behind. 3 seconds or such out of the way. Down the pit straight they go. Gottney Weave does lead Swee by 0.3 of a second. Fire Up Flow is going to have a good run here. He's got DRS on Swee, and he's going to have to check out. Swee's going to go deep into the corner, but he's got the inside. Oh, I thought he had it there. Couldn't quite hold on. Fire Up Flow. I'm not rightly sure why he's decided to take that corner early, but he's down to 4th. Looked as if initially he was going to get a run on both cars and at least get back ahead of Swee. That's not the case. Surely those tires are getting slightly uncomfortable then for Fire Up Flow if they weren't already. Again, has yet to stop. I think maybe, is he hoping for another safety car here? It could happen with 10 laps to go. Gottney Weave leads Swee half a second. Lancey in 3rd. Fire Up Flow in 4th, not really closing back in either. Of course, we'll see when DRS happens this time by. Nikki 64, I will say, is shaved off about 0.3 then. But the battle is definitely between this top 3 here. I think the problem now for Gottney Weave, he's got to do it on his own. Looking for his maiden Division 1 victory. As Race Day and A-Dub once again side by side. That time was going through 22 and 23. A-Dub nearly losing the spot to Edwin. Matter of fact, Will is Edwin to the inside and up to 9th. And, oh, look at this. Race Chase is going for it, too. A-Dub's going to lose 3 positions there in one go. To the inside looks Edwin on Race Day. Through turn 27, Race Day's going to have better acceleration around the outside. As Swee now, oh, look at this. 3-car battle into the corner. Lancey has the inside. Swee's taking the outside. And Swee will have the best position through the corners. Gottney Weave now to the inside of Lancey. Gottney Weave was sucked into the middle there with no DRS. Lancey went around the outside. Swee to the inside. Gottney Weave has been moved back to 3rd, but I think maybe now, once again, the Williams team can kind of play together. Oh, it's such a difficult turn of events here. There's not really a clear way, correct answer for either of these, any of these 4 drivers. Callie Robb's gotten around Nikki 64. Potentially, could he come into play as well? Lancey as well, looking for his maiden Division 1 victory as well, I believe. As Fire Up Flow and Gottney Weeb. Gottney Weeb, definitely Swee, I don't believe is 1-1 either. So many drivers here looking for their first Division 1 victory. I will say this, out of the 3-4 leagues I've casted this year, as Lancey around the outside of Swee for the lead of the Grand Prix, for the 4 leagues I've casted this year, this is, I would peg, as the most skilled. As Swee to the inside of Lancey, I think a little bit of contact there could allow Gottney Weeb into the picture. DRS is going to be activated for the Williams here. The V-Carb's going to choose the inside. He'll switch back to the outside. That's a second move, isn't it? But Gottney Weeb will get the spot. Swee to the inside of Lancey now. He'll have to go the long way around through 2, and he's not going to have it. He's not necessarily forced off track, but he's gone quite wide there. And Fire Up Flow, 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. And that really makes it a 2-horse race now. Lancey and Gottney Weeb, mano-y-mano. Gottney Weeb pit later than... Lancey pit later than Gottney Weeb, but 10-lap-old mediums to 15-lap-old hards. I would say the degradation is quite equal, really. I could be wrong. Lancey's still doing quite well on those mediums, but you think of Swee and you think of Fire Up Flow. They get to that 15-lap mark, they're going to be eaten up, where I think is the hards could still have a halfway decent opportunity of staying a usable tire at that stage. DRS activated, Fire Up Flow now, a second behind. Bit of a slide there for Gottney Weeb. Two-tenths of a second now. Lancey closing in, not going to go for it now. Race day 2016, round the outside. Edwin and Shariah. Back up to the 7th spot. Gottney Weeb chooses the inside. Using up every last bit of the energy store. It's going to be a drag race into the first corner. Gottney Weeb, I think, will actually almost outbreak the V-Carb then. He'll have to fight for it now. Lancey's gotten the spot for now. Pair of the Sauber swapping position. Gavin, Fire Up Flow. We do have a couple of cars pitting now. Brett drives fast, new fastest lap of the session. Hey, tell you what, if the shoe fits, doesn't it? 3/10 of a second now. The pair of the Ferraris have entered this battle as well, as Fire Up Flow finally stops. So, Callie Robb, 3.5 tenths away from his teammate Swee. Swee is losing time back to Gottney Weeb and Lancey. Well, I say that, he's not too far away, is he? He is shaving off time slightly now. Callie Robb has got to get around Swee here. So I think Callie Robb's got the best opportunity of getting into this battle. I think that's exactly what Swee's going to do. He's going to allow his teammate by. Those 11-lap hard tires. I would say probably the best out of the top 3. But he's got to get within DRS range on Gottney Weeb. As they make their way now through the spoon corners once more. About to begin the 20th lap of the Grand Prix. Just a 10.5 between the two. The door very much could be open here for Gottney Weeb, and that could allow Callie Robb into the mix as well. To the inside is Gottney Weeb on the Dutchman V-Carb here, and he'll have that well before they make the first corner. Callie Robb is actually not really gaining the time I kind of thought he was. I think as the two ahead of him battle, that'll help him. But I think on pure pace, he's not quite the same as the two ahead. Through turn 4. All looks fine there. I think the thing is here for Callie Robb, if he gets Swee back within DRS range as well, because if Callie Robb gets within DRS range of Lancey, he can pull Swee along. Swee is actually under a lot of pressure, though, from Nikki 64 heading into turn 13. Four-tenths of a second making their way towards 16 and 17 now. Swee is actually falling back behind his teammate at Callie Robb. Callie Robb, though, now within DRS range of the top 2. And once again, we think Cali Robb could legitimately have the best tires out of the top 3. At the line this time will be 5 laps to go. Sui is losing time, definitely, to his teammate now. Maybe, potentially, is he going to be playing a little bit of a defensive game back to Nicky 64? I don't think Nicky on his tires is going to be able to get back up there on merit to the inside of Sui. And he will have the Ferrari. Up to 4th, and I think he may even... he's not going to steal DRS, will he? No. Sui's going to have that one. As we have a yellow flag, someone's gone round. I think it's the Haas of A-Dub. Yes, he has. He's lost the entirety of the front wing. Brett Drives fast missing some as well. I'm surprised that's not a safety car. That's a full front wing loss. We've seen safety car thrown for a lot less. That's a bit surprising. As there's another yellow flag again, A-Dub is... something's happened there. It's not gone well for A-Dub, has it? Only penalties on track. Fire Up Flow with 3 seconds. Travis Scott with 3 seconds. Brett Drives fast with 6. About 4.5 laps to go now. Gottney Weeb leading Lancey by 0.7 of a second. He is putting time back to the Dutchman now. Cali Robb, the only driver out of the top 5 to have a Division 1 race win, is starting to close in on Lancey. Again, we think the best tires out of the top 3. Lancey, 13-lap-old mediums, probably good. Cali Robb, 13-lap-old hards, probably a little bit better, if not better, equal. As through the spoon corners they go, heading towards turn 27. Weeb has the lead, 0.4 of a second. Lancey's actually going to close in quite a lot then. That could allow Cali Robb into the picture, exiting 27, 4 laps to go at the line. DRS activated for the top 3 now. Nicky 64 behind by 2.5 seconds. Race Day is getting around to Edwin. He's done well to claw his way back. Lancey's going to be about 1/10 of a second shy on Gottney Weeb, but that allows Cali Robb into the picture as well as they make their way out of turn 3. Looking through to turn 4, Gottney Weeb leads only just. Cali Robb has got to drive carefully now. He's got himself a good opportunity, but he's got to, get on level pegging with Lancey. He's got to exit the corners as good as he does. He's got to get good jumps with DRS. He's got to save the battery as well. Gottney Weeb using it defensively, as we can see. 16% to Lancey's 94, to Cali Robb's 94 as well. Nicky 64, look at this. The defensive work by Sui. He's put 3 seconds back to the top 3. He is holding up Nicky and the rest. This is huge. Cali Robb now 1/10.5 away from Lancey. He's going to have to look for the inside. Energy being used for both drivers. Look into the inside of Cali Robb. Heading into turn 22. Is he going to send it? Not quite. He's going to have to wait for a better chance than that, exiting 22 and 23. DRS activated again, and Cali Robb's going to be getting him now. DRS for Lancey. But Cali Robb always having to use all of his battery, but he's not committed to the move quite yet. He's going to try it round the outside. Lancey's going to have it better there through 27. Side by side they go. Exiting the corner. 3 laps to go this time by, as it's wheel to wheel for the second spot. Gottney Weeb up the road, hoping they continue to battle behind him. 0.3 of a second. Gottney Weeb will defend the outside. In through turn 1. Lancey is not going to have the better go through turn 1. Look at this. They've been side by side since 23. They're still side by side going back through turn 4, and Cali Robb's going to back off. I will say, thankfully for Cali Robb, both he and Lancey have used about equal amount of their energy store, as Gottney Weeb is actually now on level pegging with them as far as energy store. Race Day's picked up 3 seconds of multiple warnings. That's not helpful. Sui is behind by about 1.5 seconds with about 2.5, 3 laps to go. Sui could still pull 4th here. Cali Robb, 0.3 of a second back to Lancey. All the while these two battle. Gottney Weeb ahead is looking for his first Division 1 win. Cali Robb's got to get going now. DRS will be activated for both cars. Cali Robb will not be able to get Lancey right now. Lancey is still falling behind Gottney Weeb, even with DRS. He's not really getting close enough to be able to make that happen. Through 22 and 23. I would say Lancey's gotten away better that time, but DRS activated once more. Lancey on the outside looking in on the battle for the lead now. DRS activated for Cali Robb. He's going to try the outside. Lancey's been very adamant on defending that inside line. Still not going to have it. Exiting 27, 2 laps to go. Kelly Robb's got a great jump at a 27, now looking for the outside. And it looks like he's going to have it, but he's got to make a choice here. He is going to choose low, going through turn 1, and no, he's not going to have it. Kelly Robb maybe a little bit indecisive for the time being. Lancey on the ropes, but he's not quite having a standing 8 count yet. Through turn 4. About an equal getaway still. Edwin getting around Sui dropping back now to the 7th spot. Looks as if Nicky 64 could take 4th, but he is behind Race Day by 0.4 of a second. Race Day, I want to say this though, good bounce back to 4th if he's able to hold it. We thought this was a race he was surely out of contention for. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to win, but a good race nonetheless to get back up here, despite, I would say, being on a worse strategy. 0.3 of a second now, and Gottney Weeb is still beginning to pull ahead of this battle for that 2nd spot. About a lap and a half remaining. Kelly Robb 0.3 of a second behind. Lancey having to use more of his energy store defensively. Kelly Robb's going to wait. He's going to get him through the spoon curve. That's what he's going to try to do. Through 22 and 23, I would argue Lancey's gotten away better. DRS activated now for the penultimate time through turn 27. Or heading in towards 27, 2.5 tenths. Lancey's still going to have DRS here for this final lap. Kelly Robb's really got to work now. Oh, and Lancey's gotten away, I think, slightly better out of that final corner. He will have DRS, and he's actually closed in to Gottney Weeb by about 0.3 of a second. Final lap underway. Gottney Weeb's going slow. It is firmly now a 3-car battle for this win. Kelly Robb to the inside. He's going to make a little bit of contact there, and Lancey's going to lose the spot. I think Kelly Robb, well, he can think about a steward report later. Lancey's not going to be happy with that he's made wheel-to-wheel contact and has lost the position. Could that go down as a bump and run? I'd say it's tough to tell now in the heat of the moment, but Lancey's still got some time to fight back. Although Lancey on the ropes now, and doesn't look like he's going to be able to win unless he gets around, well, realistically, yeah, it's tough. I think Lancey at best right now could finish 2nd unless Gottney Weeb gets taken here by Kelly Robb. Through 16 and 17 now for the final time, 7 tenths between Kelly Robb and Gottney Weeb, 7 tenths between Kelly Robb and Lancey. Race Day is going to keep 4th. Nicky's going to hold on to 5th, but he's got Race Chase, Edwin, and Sui behind. Lancey, 0.9 of a second behind the top 2 as they make their way now through 23, 24. Lancey, is he going to have DRS? Yes, he does, but he's out of contention now. Kelly Robb on the final lap. He's going to try the outside, and as it looks now, Kelly Robb round the outside through 27 on the last lap. Gottney Weeb's going to try to go down the inside. It's going to be a drag race. Wheel to wheel they go. Down to the line. Kelly Robb's going to pull away with DRS, and for now, Kelly Robb the winner of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. What a finish that was. Kelly Robb is denied Gottney Weeb of his maiden Division 1 victory. Still, we think Lancey could complain about Kelly Robb's overtake on that final lap there going through turns 1 and 2. That would give the win back to Gottney Weeb. Gottney Weeb would not want to do it on the steward reports, but a win is a win. And for right now, Kelly Robb, another win here in Division 1. Well, what a fantastic finish that was. Ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you seriously have a wonderful Thanksgiving week next Thursday. Spend your time with friends and families. If you're in Europe, I don't really know what you're supposed to do, but at least us Americans have a good Thanksgiving week. Be sure to join us next time out when we head to the Barcelona-Catalonia circuit for round 4 on December 5th. For Hotspot, it has been a pleasure once again joining you here in Division 1, and we'll see you next time.